Yo, it's Shay and Seth, and so today I just want to talk about the DC FanDome event. And I know what you're thinking, DC FanDome was in August, but for those of you who don't know, there was a second event today that started, and there was an Injustice panel. There was a panel specifically just about Injustice. That was the Injustice, the hit games and comics, I believe was the name of it. So you had Ed Boon there, you had Jim Lee there from DC Comics, you had another one of the head writers from NetherRealm there as well. You had Tom Taylor, the guy who wrote a lot of the Injustice comics, and Jeff Keighley was, running it. And basically they talk, it's a 30-minute panel, so they talk a lot about every Injustice game, the comics, how they even got to Injustice from MK versus DC. It's a pretty good panel. But I know the reason you guys are here listening. You care about Injustice 3, and some of you guys care about Mortal Kombat because I guess, well, we all love Mortal Kombat, but apparently a lot of people thought that there would be some sort of Mortal Kombat reveal at this. Now, there was not any Mortal Kombat reveal, and I never believed there to be any type of Mortal Kombat reveal happening today. It was never something that I thought was gonna happen. I just never believed it. I still, like I always say, I believe Mortal Kombat is done in terms of characters and balance and things of that sort. I think they are working on the next game. But the cool part was they were straight up asked. Like they took a couple fan questions, and one of the questions was straight up, "Yo, is Injustice 3 coming soon?" That was the question, literally, Injustice 3 soon. And now, while Ed Boon did say we have nothing to announce today, which is kind of disappointing because I was expecting an announcement trailer, not gameplay or anything, but I was expecting an announcement trailer or an announcement or at least a tease. But what we got wasn't terrible, right? Because the Ed Boon himself, and I'll show it, his exact response. Here's what he said.
Injustice 3 coming soon, ? Ed?
Oh, I'd love to answer that question. We have nothing to say at the moment about Injustice 3. I wish we could talk, but at the moment we have nothing to announce. But we appreciate the desire to see one.
Just stay tuned to Ed's Twitter. One day he'll tease something. Right. But all right, well, we try.
Now, to me, his answer, his response here is a lot like E3 2 years ago, and I don't know if any of you guys remember this, but E3 2018, Ed Boon, NetherRealm, they were there, but they didn't reveal anything, right? As you all remember, Mortal Kombat 11 didn't get announced till the Game Awards in December. But they were at E3. Ed Boon was there, and there's even a point where someone asked him, like, "Yo, Ed, no game? What the hell, man?" And he just kind of laughs. He's like, "Yeah, we got nothing to announce, man. Sorry," and like kind of just laughs. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't mean that NetherRealm's not working on anything. Like we'd be foolish to think they're not working on anything. But the other thing is, Injustice 2 is apparently on sale right now. They're promoting the hell out of Injustice and the mobile game. Like they're not refreshing. Like they announced a new comic, like they said, right? They're not announcing all this Injustice stuff. They're not doing the 0-year comic. They're not doing all of this for nothing, right? And granted, Injustice has kind of grown into its own brand, and it makes a shit ton of money. Like Ed Boon said, the mobile games made like $200 million, which is absolutely nuts. I understand why why they get so much more support. They make a ton of money. But yeah, they're not doing all this for nothing. I think maybe they just liked the style of reveal they did with MK11, which kind of sucks because I didn't like it. I don't like a game being announced and then dropping 3 months later, because the what if we hate it when we first see it? You know what I mean? So we don't have that much time to like dissect it and get through it, and all the content coming forward is kind of rushed, which could be seen as good. Like you get a new trailer every week or a new character announcement every week, every 2 weeks, and that's cool. But I kind of like the days where it was like, hey, every like 4 weeks we got a trailer, every 3 weeks we got a trailer and breakdown or something. You know what I mean? They gave us something to like look forward to. But anyway, yeah, so technically there was no announcement today. Just to be completely clear about what's going on, there was technically no announcement. I mean, it's still early in the day. The DC FanDome event just started, but it's all based on whenever you want to watch whichever panel. So I watched the Injustice panel first, obviously, and there was no announcement, but there was nothing to discourage. There was nothing to discourage belief in an announcement coming soon. And I hope that makes sense. So basically, just because there was nothing announced today, don't think that, oh, we're not getting anything, we're not getting Injustice. Just wait a little longer. My best guess at this point would have to be the Game Awards in December, but I still think that's really late. I was thinking they might show something a little earlier, but with NetherRealm games before this, right? Like with Injustice 1, with MKX, and Injustice 2, because they all announced in June, right? There was always this dead period. So they would announce, they would have a few trailers, you know, have some stuff, some info, maybe combat cast, whatever, and then there'd be like a 3-month dead period around this time, like September or October to January. It's like 3 months of like, or 2 months or 3 months of like little to no information. It was a very common thing with NetherRealm games, and I guess their way of combating that is just doing a later reveal. But anyway, yeah, let me know what y'all think. Like I said, if you guys are interested in Injustice 3, I would suggest subscribing, because I am going to follow this like anything. I'm gonna track this. I intend for Injustice 3 to be the next game that I cover on my channel as extensively as I cover Mortal Kombat. So if you want to know absolutely anything about Injustice 3, follow it all up to its release, and even following that, I'm gonna cover it on this channel. So I would suggest following or subscribing, since this is YouTube. And if you like the video, like, and yeah, man, just have a good one. Follow me on Twitch if you want to see me play Mortal Kombat and occasionally other games. And I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. JSF, peace.